They are leaders on campus. They are role models for other students. They work hard to build a better community. They are resident assistants. As a resident assistant myself, I understand the tasks and roles we must undertake to achieve our set goals. There are great misconceptions, though, to what a resident assistant, or more commonly known RA, is supposed to do. According to the Occupational Employment and Wages book, a resident assistant or RA is a trained peer leader who supervises those living in a residence hall or a group housing facility. However, the role of an RA differs from institution to institution. Take Southeastern Louisiana University, for example. We employ 51 resident assistants to achieve a common goal, which is ensuring our residents are living in a safe location and maintaining a cohesive community where the residents will want to live. It's our job to be the face of housing. It's also our job to sell housing. According to the Director of Housing, Dr. Kay Moran, here at Southeastern, it's the resident's assistant job to be the constant presence of housing within the residential halls. The RAs become the liaison between housing and the residents. They relay information to the residents from the rules that they must follow to where certain events are going to be taking place, such as Fayetteville or Backyard Bash here at Southeastern. Many believe that RA is something more. I have often heard us referred to as den mothers or hall monitors, which resident assistants here at Southeastern are not. It is not the job of an RA to watch and monitor what time a resident is coming and leaving, nor is it their job to monitor who visits their resident. However, this is where another institutional difference comes in play. According to resident assistants that attended the regional conference of Resident Assistants ERA, equipping resident assistants, they learned that other institutions, such as University of Louisiana Lafayette, still implements this role of the resident assistant. They have check-in times for their residents, and they also keep a logbook of who is visiting their residents. This is not an uncommon practice because Xavier still does this as well. Upon becoming a resident assistant, we go through several days of training. Most institutions go through some form of training. However, here at Southeastern, we also require for their resident assistants to take a mandatory education class, which is the Education 204 class. It is also known as the Student Counselor class. According to the Assistant Director of Housing here at Southeastern, the teacher of the Student Counselor class, Amanda Robbins, this class is essential in the learning process for current and future potential RAs because it teaches them not only how to be an RA and what the job entails, but it also teaches them how to balance both being an RA with being a student. Oftentimes, resident assistants must take on several roles at once. At one moment, they might need to be the counselor RA. At other moments, they might have to be the rule enforcer. At other moments, they have to do programming and things of that nature. It's also a role to fulfill office hours as an RA, and that differs on the level of RA, such as here at Southeastern, where we have 3 different levels of an RA. We have the basic RA, where you have to fulfill 4 office hours. Then you have RA1, where you have 5 office hours, and RA2, where you have 6 office hours, and you have to be a head of a committee. But the most important role of a resident assistant is that we are students first, and this role is the one that is most often overlooked. As a resident assistant, we are students first. We must maintain our grades and reach our ultimate goal, which is graduation. As RAs, we must work around our schedules, but always be a constant presence for our residents. It's oftentimes that we, as RAs, must do things that are also not in our job description, from cleaning rooms before residents get here, moving around furniture, and doing things of that nature. But it's important that we do these things to ensure that our residents are getting the best experience that they most possibly can by being at this institution. And the same goes for institutions around the state. In conclusion, it is important to perform every role as a resident assistant to the best of our ability because we are employed to do a specific job. And we are the face of university housing. Thank you.